Hey, up next on the MARR Army Rock Show, this is a super exciting interview for me, man. We've never had Voivod on the show before, and we have got Away with us, who is the 35-year veteran, I hope he doesn't mind me saying that, of the band, and they've got a lot going on. So, Away, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So I guess obviously the big news is The Wake coming out pretty soon here in the U.S. on September 21st. So tell us a little bit about the recording of the record, where it was recorded, and who your producer was.
Well, it was recorded a bit outside of Montreal, in the woods. It's a studio called Radicar, and we recorded the EP Post Society there with Francis, the engineer, and it went really well, so we decided to give it another shot for The Wake. We started the recording last fall when we came back from a Euro tour, and spent the winter and early spring tracking. But the album was written over a period of a couple of years, actually. We toured a lot lately, and we had to write parts of it on the road in the bus. So a lot of work, because we wanted it to be a long story, and with all the parts connecting. So it turned out to be quite a puzzle, but we made it.
Now, that is quite a journey in writing a record. Now, your band's been a band so long, and there's been a lot of twists and turns in the lineup, so talk a little bit for folks that may not know. Tell us about the current lineup, and then a little bit about the chemistry of this lineup.
The new lineup has been around since 2014. Rocky on bass, Chewy on guitar. Chewy's been with us for 10 years now, and Snake, original singer, of course, and myself, who's been there for 35 years. And there's a great chemistry with this lineup, and it is a bit like back to the prog rock style that we've had for a couple of albums, like Dimension Naturos and Nothing Face, but there is also a new twist with Rocky and Chewy's interaction, bass and guitar, and it's almost like fusion metal in a way, but we still keep the thrash metal attack going, though, with the double kick and the punk vocals, and but we do our best to explore every album.
So the deluxe edition of Wake is due out September 21st, but it contains more than just one album, kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah, we decided to include the Post Society EP, which was a combination of 7-inch releases and split vinyls and stuff like that, with Napalm Death, At the Gates, Entombed AD. So we decided to compile that onto an EP, and we included that on the Media Book edition, along with one of the two shows we did on the 70,000 Tons of Metal this year.
So one song is out right now, the tune Obsolete Beings, that people can go pick up, and that's available now if folks want to. Is it a tough thing for a band to figure out which one of those songs you're going to release first? Do you guys argue about it, or is it really more up to the label?
It's sort of a discussion we had between the band members and the label representatives, and but somehow it just came naturally, where we pretty much picked up the order of the first three singles naturally, and so the first single is actually the first song from the Wake, and it's sort of a connection between Post Society EP and The Wake, musically and lyrically, and so it's sort of an introduction to the album, and it had a great reaction, but most of the album is made out of intricate songs, though, but this one is more of a rocker.
Now, there's also a music video out for that, and I noticed some live shots that look like a really big show. Tell us about where those live shots were taken from in the music video.
Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't have footage from the recording sessions, but we just happened to play a very important show in June. We played our hometown, the exact same spot where we played our very first show 35 years ago, and it was almost 35 years to the day too. And so it's an outdoor setting, and we had of course we are local heroes up there. So up north, we moved to Montreal in '85, but so it was a great moment for us, and we decided to document it. We filmed it with many cameras, and so we ended up including some of the live footage with the studio footage for the obsolete video.
So, hey, not many bands can boast a drummer who also does their own artwork. Like, you did the artwork for the record, correct?
Yes, I did the artwork for all the albums. I used to the first 4 album covers were acrylic paintings, but I had no training in art at all. I studied science, so I decided in the mid-'80s to switch to digital art. I've been doing that ever since. For the new album, I decided to try to replicate digitally what I was doing for the early covers. So I used the Photoshop paint brushes for the Wake front cover. For the past many years, I've been using the Photoshop airbrush, a digital airbrush, but for this one I tried to use the paint brushes, and it's more reminiscent of the early albums, I think.
Now, for folks that like your album artwork, do you have an artist webpage? Like, can people buy paintings of yours or creations of yours?
Yes, I do have an older website that people can look at and reach out to me to buy prints and stuff like that. If they Google Voivod art gallery, they'll find it. And but I mean, it's really overdue for me to update it. But for the past few years, we've been touring a lot, and so I've although I spend a lot of time doing art for other people, either ink art or prints or album covers or T-shirts or even book covers, mainly books about metal. I've had a bit less time lately. Since we did the Reformation in 2008, it's been quite a busy ride.
Yeah, man, it looks like you guys have been keeping way busy. Now, for folks, when the album comes out, folks in the U.S. here, it looks like we're going to have to wait a little while for a tour, aren't we? Because you guys got a big tour coming up, but it's not here, is it?
For now we only have the Psycho Fest in Vegas on Saturday, but definitely next year. The album's coming out on September 21st, so that's where it really starts for us in terms of worldwide tour, and I'm pretty sure early next year we should go across North America.
Now, I noticed you guys release a lot of vinyls and some cool collector stuff. Have you always been one of those bands that's like a music collector's kind of band?
Yes, actually the label is kind of surprised how many physical copies we sell. We do have a lot of streaming and downloads going, but it's just impressive how many CDs and vinyls we're selling, and on tour as well. We like to have a 7-inch vinyl for sale at the merch booth, and it goes like crazy. People really like it nowadays, and of course we try to have every album available on vinyl as well, and that's the way, and that's how we were able to compile Post Society after a bunch of 7-inch for touring purpose.
So, being that you are, and as I mentioned earlier in the show, like the only band member who's been in the band the entire time, I don't know if you're going to be able to answer this question or not, but you have so many albums. Do you have a personal favorite record of yours, and why?
I think that, well, in terms of achievement, The Wake, the new album, is my favorite, and also the first album I'm really proud of. But I would say my ultimate favorite would be Killing Technology. I don't know, it was a period where everything seemed to be exploding for us, and it was exciting, and we did some worldwide tours with Celtic Frost, Possess, and everybody, and a Creator, and so a lot of excitement. And the album is very representative of what we wanted to be, some type of Cold War mixture of thrash, punk, and prog, and a bit of gothic side as well. And so it's not necessarily the best played album, and I mean, we were still learning how to really play our instruments, but it's my favorite.
Well, one more thing before I let you go. I marvel at a drummer who's been playing for 35 years. You were probably playing before you were in Voivod, but how do you take care of your hands as a drummer? I mean, your hands are your life right now. I mean, are they okay? Are they hanging in there after 35 years at the left for a drummer's hands?
Oh, it's okay. I do get blisters early during the touring, but it's, after all these years, it's sort of a blister on top of a blister on top of a blister, so it doesn't really hurt that much. And I mean, you have to be careful with stretching or not. I'm afraid of tendonitis and stuff like that. So far, so good. And also, it was about 20 years ago, I saw Tommy Aldridge with Whitesnake, and he was in super shape and playing double kick drums for like 90 minutes, and I thought, okay, if I want to be doing that in 20 years, I better really be healthy and not party too much on tour, and eat well and all that. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm in really good shape right now. We can play Voivod shows full blast, and it's okay.
Well, man, away from Quebec, Canada band Voivod, the record comes out September 21st here in the U.S. It's called The Wake. Man, hey, I really appreciate you taking the time with us today. It was a great interview.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot for having me.